Hi there, welcome to this class called Stress Relief, this Friday evening relaxing class. I was planning to work together a bit with the weather as it was raining during the week. It's quite cold again, so it's gonna be like a really cozy and slow practice just to relax in our bodies. And what you will need for today's class, you can grab a blanket and you can grab some pillows. Yeah, you can take more than one pillow, definitely. We are starting in a laying down position, so it's called Supta Baddha Konasana. At the studio, normally we would use these rolled posters, but you can totally do that for yourself at home, but just like rolling up a blanket, placing it on a pillow, and then you can just bring your feet together, the sole of your feet. Make sure that you feel warm and cozy here. So if you feel cold, you might want to use your socks because we're going to stay there for a couple of minutes. And it would just be nice if you can really relax into the pose without thinking about being cold. So please place your elbows behind you on the floor. And you want your blanket to start around your lower back. And then you just place your upper body on this pillow polster thing. And you can definitely come higher if you want to by placing more pillows. What's important here that we pull the shoulders down from the ears and you just let your hands relax next to your upper body. Palms are facing up. Pull your heels a little bit to yourself. If your hips are tight or this position doesn't feel good for you for some reason, you can totally place your feet on the outer edge of your mat and bring your knees together. You might find a bit more comfort in this position. Most importantly, you find a place where you can really relax. Try to lift a little bit the top of your nose, the tip of your nose, so you can keep a long neck here. So you're not closing your throat by bringing your chin towards your chest. You take a big inhalation through your nose and then open your mouth and sigh it out. One more time, big inhale. And then open your mouth and sigh it out. Wonderful. And then just let your breath be flowing in and out through your nose, and then slowly close your eyes. And you start to find the way to yourself. You can just scan through your body. How do you feel? How are your emotions? And if you can find any tension in your body, you can scan through your body from your tippy toes, through the sole of your feet, heels, the legs, the calves, the back of the thighs, your buttocks, your lower back, up through your spine, shoulders, arms, elbows, fingers, neck, your jaw, your eyebrows, forehead, top of the head. If you can feel any tension anywhere in your body, and try to relax into that point. You can deepen your exhalations there. And you can imagine here rooting down towards the earth. Like you can just feel how heavy your body is resting on the floor. If you want to go further, you can even imagine like little roots connecting to the earth coming from your body. Or just imagine the gravitation having an effect on every cell in your body here, making you connected to the core of the earth. Imagine your breath flowing like the waves in the ocean, or a wind playing with the leaves of a tree. Let your breath be really deep, going down to the root of your spine. As you inhale, let your body expand, your body, your belly, your chest lift. And let it shrink as you exhale, just allowing your body to be heavy, sinking towards the earth. And slowly you roll on one side. Start to bring your awareness into your body. Open your eyes and then slowly press yourself up and come into a seated position. You can cross the legs here and you can feel free to just sit on your bolster, on your pillow. So you can come into a comfortable position here. And I would like you to take a big inhalation through your nose. Just lift up your arms. And as you exhale, just bring your palms together in front of your heart. Close your eyes for a moment. We can start this class by singing an Om together. If you feel like to sing with me, just please do so at the place where you are now. Take a big inhalation through your nose. And slowly open your eyes. Big inhale, arms up above your head. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Wonderful. Now you're gonna place the left hand next to you. Inhale, right arm goes up. We're gonna come into a little side stretch here. Just straighten the arm next to your ear. You can look down on the floor. Inhale, coming up, and then slowly switch sides. And then slowly release, we are coming back into seated position. Place your hands on your legs, palm facing down. And you're going to bring your head forward, chin over the chest. And you start to move in a half circle. We start towards the left side. Inhale, bring your left ear over the left shoulder. Exhale, bring it forward and to the right. Big inhale on the right side. And just continue this movement. If it feels good for you, you can close your eyes, just really bringing your focus inwards here. Wonderful. Slowly you're bringing your head back forward and you stop on one side, left or right, it doesn't matter. Just bring one ear over the shoulder. And you're gonna start to gaze down on the floor. So you're looking down now. And then slowly look up on the ceiling. And gaze down. And up. Gaze down. And up. And then slowly release. You're bringing your head back to center and then switch sides. You're starting again with gazing down on the floor. And up on the ceiling. And down. And up. And down again. And up. And then release again. Bring your head back to the front. Inhale, lift your gaze up. And then slowly we start to move the head over the right shoulder. So this time the chin is coming over the right shoulder. Exhale, switch sides. Continue this movement. Try to do it slowly so you're not getting dizzy. We're really trying to relax that neck after a long week of sitting. And then bring your head back to the front again. Now you start to bring the fingertips on the shoulders and point forward with your elbows. We're just gonna do some shoulder circles here, opening up with your inhalation, and as you exhale, you bring them front and down. Wonderful. Slowly release the hand down. And then you will slowly bring, this is the last exercise for the neck for now. You're gonna bring your chin again over the chest, and you're gonna interlace your fingers in front of your tummy, and then open your palms like you're forming a basket, and then bring it behind your head, yeah? Just let your elbows be heavy, but you do not have to push anything down here, yeah? We do not want to put too much pressure on the neck vertebrae here. So just really, really gently letting the hands to be heavy on the back of your head. And then you can start to move again a little bit left and right. So we can like release those back muscles. But as I said, it's really important that you are not pulling or pushing too much. Just these muscles are normally in a very bad condition, unfortunately, coming from our lifestyle. If you're sitting a lot at your desk, typing with your hands, your fingers, keeping your elbows always up higher, these muscles are really suffering from those postures. Slowly we're gonna release the hands. Inhale, lift your head up, and now you're focusing on lifting the top of your head, like you want to lengthen your neck here. Big inhale, and then slowly you're going to move the tip of your shoulders a little bit towards the back of the wall. And we just stay here for a moment, just like a little counter pose. Try to aim here a very long, straight upper body. Wonderful. And then slowly release. Now we're going to bring the sole of your feet together, just like we did in the beginning of the class. Pull the heels a little bit towards yourself. Sliding a little bit more to the back. Inhale. You start to lengthen your spine. As you're grabbing your ankles, you're going to feel a little pull down in the shoulders. Take a super deep inhalation. Imagine as with your inhalation, your lungs are filling up with air. And then as you exhale, you slowly start to fold forward and aim to have here a long, straight upper body. So you do not need to come deep, rather keep your upper body long and straight. It's gonna have a completely different effect on your lower back and then your hips when we are allowing ourselves just to sink deep, that when we are working with a little different muscle group. And slowly release. We're coming back again to center. Wonderful. So now we're going to come forward into tabletop position. Put your pillow aside. Place your hands under your shoulders and the knees under your hips. Yeah. Here, slowly, we start to move in cat and cow, and you feel free to tuck your toes. That's going to bring like an extra little opening for the sole of your feet. As you inhale, so first we want to activate the hands here. As you inhale, you're going to press down the fingertips, and energetically you're going to pull the thumb and the small little finger together. And then as you inhale, you slowly start to open your chest, arch your back, tilt your pelvis back and up. As you exhale, you start to pull your pelvis, your pubic bone towards your nose, pressing your hand. Sometimes it happens in cat and cow that we are just moving our head, yeah? But I really want you to focus on your vertebrae. Try to do the movement one by one. Like your vertebra is a big wave in the ocean. And stay focused on your breath. Moving together with your breath is very important. Wonderful. Slowly release. Come back again with a straight upper body. Untuck your toes and you're going to straighten the right leg behind you and tuck your toes on your right foot here. We start to press the heel back so we can open the calves, stretch the calves a little bit, the back of the thigh, and just stay here for a couple of breaths. Slowly release, right knee comes back. Switch sides. Wonderful. Slowly left knee is coming back. Open your knees. Bring the big toes together and we're going to sit on the heels into child's pose for a little. And use this moment to keep your hands active on the floor, pressing your fingertips so you can bring more and more weight towards your heels. Pull your shoulders back from your ears. And then slowly we're coming up. Bring your knees back under your hips. And then from here, slowly we're going to let the hips sink forward. You can bend the elbows. We're going to come into Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Pull your buttocks together here. Press your pelvis down towards the mat. And pull the shoulders down from your ears. We're just staying here for another moment. And then as we exhale, we're going to come up into downward facing dog. So you're going to tuck your toes, lift the knees up, and then slowly lift up into downward facing pose. Here you can walk your dog a little bit by bringing the heels down, bending the knees, just like you are walking a little bit, standing. And in the same time, you will bring your awareness on your upper body. We start from the fingertips, pressing the fingers into the mat, pulling the shoulders back from the ears. We're gonna do like a little external rotation for the arms. You can imagine like you have secrets under your armpits and you want to hide these secrets. That helps the best with the movement here. Keep your head in between your arms and suck in your belly button here. And when you finish, you can straighten your legs as much as you can. You can keep them slightly bent. And we're just gonna stay here for 5 deep extra breaths. Imagine again breathing down to the root of your spine. And then here, slowly bend the knees, gaze forward and walk your hands, slowly your feet, walk your feet to your hands. We come into Uttanasana, a deep forward fold position. Here you can completely bend the knees, that's okay. You aim to bring your upper body towards your thighs and you can move your head here a little bit. You can bring your chin from shoulder to shoulder. Allow your breath to be deep and slow. You're going to bend the knees even deeper. Slowly you're going to tilt your pelvis forward and then we're going to roll up into a standing position. Wonderful. So from here, slowly we're going to start to do circles with the arms. As you inhale, you lift your arms up. As you exhale, you bring them back and down. Just continue this movement. We're going to connect the movement to the breath. Wonderful. Now we're going to work a little bit with a meridian in the upper body. So we have one long meridian. It's like an energetic line in the body coming from the wrist, going through the chest, the heart, going into the other wrist. So we're going to turn the palms up here and then straighten the arms up above the head. And then as you exhale, you're going to keep your hands flexed and bring the hands down next to your hips, yeah? And do not let loose here, yeah? You want to keep it strong, because then you're gonna feel these energy lines till your fingertips. Inhale, arms up, spread your fingers too. Exhale, bring them down. Wonderful. Just continue doing this. And then release. You're gonna bring the hands back down. And we just have here a couple of shoulder circles. So just laterally release the hand. And just do a couple of shoulder circles here. Aim to move together with your breath. Wonderful. And you're gonna bring your arms forward here, align with your shoulders. And you're gonna bring the right arm over the left, fingertips up, yeah? Here, make sure that you have your elbows aligned with the shoulders. Take a big inhalation while you are lifting the top of your head, and a big exhalation as you allow the tip of your shoulders to sink down. Inhale, so you're gonna lift your elbows up and gently bend the knees. I'm gonna come into a little back bend here. And then as you exhale, slowly you start to fold forward. Bend the knees and let your fingertips come down to the floor. Or as deep as they go. And staying here a little longer. If you want, you can close your eyes. If you have blood pressure issues, you can come up anytime if you feel that this is getting too much. Think about your elbows being magnetized by the earth. And then slowly you're gonna bend the knees, come up with a straight upper body, press your feet, and then slowly release. Wonderful. You're gonna interlace your fingers behind you. Inhale, come into a little back bend. You're gonna bend the knees, you're going to bend the knees, lifting your heart up, lift up the top of your nose. And we just stay here for a couple of breaths for a little counter pose. Slowly release. You're gonna bring your arms forward. This time we switch sides, so the left arm gonna come over the right, fingertips up, palms together. And we stay here again just for a moment to stabilize the pose. Bring the elbows aligned with the shoulders. Let the tip of the shoulders sink down. You want to have here like a sinking down opening for the neck muscles. Lift the top of your head up. Take a big inhale. You start to bend the knees, and we come again into a little back bend, lifting your elbows up. And as you exhale, you're gonna fold forward, coming back into your forward fold. And it's very important that you can relax into this pose here. We really just want to open the place in between the shoulder blades. Normally these muscles under the shoulder blades are really stick down. and it takes quite of an effort to move them up from the back muscles. You can feel a gentle pull under your shoulder blades here. That's okay, that's actually what we are aiming for. And slowly we are coming up. Bend the knees, press the feet, and then come up. Really nice. We're gonna come again into a little contour pose. Interlace your fingers behind you, bend the knees, lift your chest up, lift the nose up, and gaze up on the ceiling. Slowly, as you inhale, you lift even more, straighten your elbows. And then as you exhale, you keep your fingers interlaced, and we're gonna come into a forward fold this time with the hands together behind your back. Let your hands sink slowly, gently forward here. And then slowly release, bend the knees, press your feet into the mat. Help your upper body to come up straight. Wonderful. Now release your arms. You might feel a little tingling in the arms after this movement, and you can just let your arms to be loose and just swing them a little bit from side to side. That's gonna help to relax the shoulders now. Slowly keep the shoulder blades a little bit in movement. And let your breath be flowing here, in and out through your nose. During this class, there is no special position to reach, no fancy anything. This stress relief class is about breathing through relaxing positions. Really nice. So we're gonna bring the feet together now. Come onto the front of the mat. And then as you inhale, you're gonna lift your arms up above the head. As you exhale, slowly you're gonna fold forward. Inhale, make your upper body long, gaze forward, you can bend the knees. Exhale, plant your hands, and you're gonna take a big step back with the right knee, with the right leg. Put the knee down. Inhale, come into low lunge, so you're gonna lift your upper body up. And you start to lift your arms next to your ears. Let your shoulders be heavy, sinking down from your ears. And here, suck in your belly button. Just stay here for another moment. And then as you exhale, you're gonna bring your fingertips down on the floor, and you start to straighten the front leg here. If this is too deep, can happen. You can grab something next to you, or you can place your pillows under your hands, or you can just place your hands on your hips, also an option here. And we're gonna stay here for 5 long deep breaths. Flex your front foot. You can pull the left hip a little bit towards the back, right hip a little bit forward. Amazing. Inhale, we're coming up again. Arms next to your ears. Exhale, put the hands down. Tuck your toes behind you. Lift the knee up and come into downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, roll forward, shoulders over the hands. Come into plank position. Put the knees down, bend the elbows. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, go back into downward facing dog. Pull the knees, the shoulders back from your ears. And just let your breath be flowing. Very slow, very deep. Slowly you're gonna lift the right leg up. Exhale, pull the knee under your chest. And then slowly you're gonna place the shin behind your hands, tuck your toes behind you and slide back a little bit with your back leg. Here you can grab a pillow and place the pillow under your seat on your right side. And just stay here for a moment, gazing down on the floor. You can press the left leg into the mat here. Wonderful, you start to lift your gaze. So you're looking forward here, lifting your top of your head even higher. You can come on your fingertips. Think about lengthening your spine here. Wonderful. We're going to come even higher. You can place the right hand on the right thigh and you can grab the foot behind you. If this doesn't work, you can just keep your left fingertips on the floor, lifting the leg up behind you here. And we're just going to stay here for 5 deep breaths. Opening the left hip, the left thigh. Very nice. Slowly release the foot back on the floor. Place your hands back on the mat. And we're going to come down on the arms, on the elbows. If you feel like you can come even deeper, placing your forehead on the mat, but you can totally stay a little higher as well. And we're going to stay here for 10 deep breaths. Slowly release. Place your hands back under your shoulders. You're going to tuck your toes behind you. Press your hands and slowly lift up. Find your way back into downward facing dog. You can bend and straighten the legs a little bit. Walk the feet so you can have a little nice counter pose. Five deep breaths here in downward facing dog. Pay attention that you are letting your breath to be flowing in and out through your nose. Bend the knees here, look forward and walk your feet to your hands. Exhale, we are coming into Uttanasana or forward fold. Again, you can move your head a little bit, your chin from shoulder to shoulder. Relax your upper body here. And slowly bend the knees. Tilt your pelvis forward and roll up into standing position. Wonderful. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands and feet coming together. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, fold forward, bend the knees, Uttanasana. Inhale, gaze forward, make your spine long, neck long. Exhale, plant your hands, and this time your left leg is going back, knee down on the floor. Inhale into low lunge. You're gonna bring your arms next to your ears, and we just stay here for a little moment. Try to open your chest. Think about lengthening your upper body, feeling stability in your lower body, in your feet. You're greeting the sun. Exhale. Slowly you're going to bring the fingertips down. And you start to straighten the front leg again. As I said, you can come higher, that's okay. You can grab your hips or chair or coach next to you. Just try to find a little relaxation in the pose. Try to keep your spine long so you are not really falling with your forehead towards the mat. And please try to flex your foot here. Pulling the right hip a little bit towards the back and left hip a little bit forward. That's going to make a huge difference, even if it's just a millimeter of movement. Inhale, come forward, place the foot back on the floor. Hands are coming under your shoulders. Tuck your toes behind you, lift the knee up and take a big step back into downward facing dog. Pull the shoulders back from your ears, find stability, pressing the fingertips down. You start to lift the left leg up. Exhale, pull the knee under your chest, and this time you're going to place the left leg behind your hands so we can come into pigeon pose. Here, slide a little bit towards the back. Place a pillow again under your seat, and you can start again pressing down with your right leg into the mat. So we bring the hips a little more even, flex your front foot, and then start to lift your upper body higher. You can come on your fingertips. Yeah, we move gradually, not right away into the pose, allowing the hips to open, the chest to open, finding stability, coming into a back bend within this hip opener pose. Do it very slowly. If you feel ready, place the left hand on the left thigh, and you can slowly pull the right foot towards yourself. As I said, if it's too much, you can just keep the feet up, letting the right hand fingertips on the mat. Wonderful. Slowly release the foot back on the floor. And then you will start to walk your hands forward, and this time we're going to come down deep on the floor for 10 deep breaths. Wonderful. Slowly release, placing the hands back under your shoulders. Tuck your toes behind you so you have the energy, the power to lift up your weight, and then take a step back and come into downward facing dog here. We stay here for 5 deep breaths again. And then slowly roll forward. Come into plank position. Place the knees down onto the floor. Bend your elbows, inhale in cobra. Exhale, go back into child's pose. So you're going to open your knees, keep the big toes together, lower down, place your forehead down on the mat. Slowly you start to move your hands towards your heels, grabbing those heels. And then here you start to press with your knees into the mat so you can lift your buttocks. Here you're going to move the knees under your hips and you are on the top of your head. And you can grab here the back of the thigh or the calves in rabbit pose. That's like a very therapeutic pose for the spine. If you feel the pressure is too much, you can always use your hands. For a little extra support. And slowly release back down into child's pose. Try to bring your awareness on your neck. How does it feel now? Let your breath be flowing here. And then slowly, you're gonna lift your upper body up and keep your elbows down. Move your shoulders above the elbows. Yeah, you wanna have the shoulders in one straight line above the elbows, lifting your butt up. Middle fingers are pointing forward. Press down the fingertips, tuck your toes, and then slowly lift up your butt, your knees into dolphin pose. Press your elbows. Do not let your upper body sink in between the shoulders. Keep it very strong, pressing down the hands and the arms. And stay here for 5 deep breaths. Slowly you're going to bring the knees down. Untuck your toes, and you're going to slowly lift your upper body up so we can come into knee stand. Yeah, slowly lifting up. First, we're going to interlace the fingers behind the lower back. Make sure that your tailbone is pointing down, so you activate your buttocks and you're going to pull the belly in. I can't, but you can really pull it in. Let your shoulders be heavy. Interlace your fingers, roll the shoulders, and then you're going to come to a little gentle back bend here. Lift just the top, the chest up, your heart up, nose up. You're gazing up on the ceiling. Open your chest, open your heart. You can even close your eyes. We have here a couple of more breaths. And then slowly release. Tuck your toes. And then sit down on your heels. Place the hands gently on the legs, and we're gonna stay here again for 5 big deep breaths, letting the sole of your feet to open. Slowly release. Walk your hands forward on the mat, and you can like clap a little bit with your feet into the mat. And we meet in tabletop position here. Slowly we're gonna open up the right arm, open up your chest. Exhale, bring the right hand behind the left hand and then lower down onto the right shoulder and just relax into the pose a bit. What's important here to keep the hips over the knees, allowing the right shoulder to rest and your head on the floor. And then start to deepen your breath here. You can again close the eyes. We stay here for 10 deep breaths. Place the left hand back on the floor so you can press yourself up. Open up your chest again. Exhale, right hand goes back on the floor. And now we can move a little bit again in cat and cow, just lifting the shoulder blades up, arch your back, inhale. Whatever feels good for you here, whatever kind of movement. You can also go just completely freestyle. Beautiful. We're gonna slowly come back into start position, tabletop. You start to lift the left arm up. This time, open up your chest. Exhale, place the left hand behind your right hand to the right, lower down on the shoulder, and just relax into this position. Close your eyes. Really let your body to melt down into your mat. Slowly release. Right hand coming back under your shoulder so you can lift up again. Open your upper body to the left. Exhale, left hand goes down. And again, you can just have here a little counter movement, whatever feels good for you. Cat and cow or dancing cat, which means that you can move in all the directions. And then slowly we meet in tabletop again. Take a mini step forward with your knees. Cross the legs behind you. And then sit back over the legs. Wonderful. So here you can sit on your pillow. And you can grab your other pillows. You're gonna straighten the legs forward. And you can make like a big pile of pillow on your thighs here. You can place your underarms on the pillows to come into a little forward fold. If you can go deeper, you can place your forehead on your pillows. Find a comfortable position where you can really relax into a forward fold. Let your breath be flowing in and out through your nose. We have again 10 deep breaths here. Slowly inhale, lift up. Make your upper body strong. Interlace your fingers And then lift your arms next to your ears. Press your heels down into the mat. And then slowly release your hands. Put your blanket aside. Pull the right knee in. Interlace your fingers, and we're gonna come into a little twist. So you're gonna bring the right hand behind you. Pull the left knee to your belly. Bring the right shoulder back, and you can gaze forward, or you can look back over the right shoulder here. But it's important that you keep the shoulders down, and you're lengthening your spine. You're lifting the top of the head. Exhale, slowly release. Straighten the right leg forward, switch sides, pull the left knee in. Turn to the other direction. Exhale, release it forward. And now you're going to pull the sole of your feet together again. But this time, you're going to leave a bit more space in between your pubic bone and your heels. So you slide forward a little bit with your feet, and you start to place the hands under your shin bones. Here, you can absolutely stay in this height. If you want, you can place the elbows down as well. Come into a little deeper forward fold here. This position helps us to open the shoulder blades again, to lengthen the back muscles, while we are opening the hips again. Slowly inhale, release. And then we're going to come into counter position after this. You can use your pillows or you can use your blanket. I'm going to use my blanket here. So you want to have a roll, yeah? Depending what kind of pillow you have, or you can use your blanket. I'm rolling up my blanket here. And I might even use my pillow as an extra support. So I'm going to place the pillow behind me, and on top of that, the blanket. And then here I'm going to place my elbows on the blanket behind me. So my blanket comes exactly under my shoulder blades. We're going to come into a back bend. And then slowly let my elbows slide above my blanket on the floor. And then I'm slowly start to relax my head down. You can absolutely adjust your position so you don't feel that your shoulders are under your ears. So you can pull the shoulders down if you need to come a little higher. And then open your arms. Let your chest lift up, your chin lift up a little bit. And keep your feet on the ground. Close your eyes and just enjoy this relaxed position. And from here, slowly, I'm going to let my knees sink on one side. So please do the same, let your knees sink onto the right. Slowly you can lift the knees up and bring the knees on the other side. Slowly roll on one side here, left or right, and lift your upper body up. I'm gonna come into a relaxed position now, so please feel free to do whatever relaxed position you feel like to. I'm gonna sit, but you can come into Shavasana, just laying down on the floor, opening your legs, your arms. What's important that you find a cozy, stable position where you can feel safe. And then take a big inhalation through your nose wherever you are and just sigh it out through your mouth. Big inhale through your nose. And then open your mouth and sigh it out. And then close your lips and just let your breath be flowing in and out through your nose again. And just slowly start to find your way back to yourself, your true self. Who you are when you are not working, who you are when you are not taking care of others. Find your way back to the one who you really are. Let your breath be flowing, just calmly in and out through your nose, bringing you relaxation into every single muscle in your body, every little cell just relaxed. And slowly start to deepen your breath, coming back with your toes into this very moment, into the here and now. And then slowly please roll on one side and sit with your legs crossed into a comfortable seated position. Place your palms together in front of your heart, bow your head towards your fingertips, close your eyes for a moment, and just say the words of gratitude for what you are grateful in your life. Just take a moment to list some of the great things, what you can be really grateful for. Bring your thumb slowly in between your eyebrows, on your mouth, and on your heart again. Namaste. Thank you very much for this class that you practiced with me today on this Friday evening. And I'm wishing you a wonderful, relaxing weekend. Thank you for practicing with me.